Well, if there is something wrong with it, let's discuss. And guys, you know me, of course I'm not gonna talk about anything relevant. I just had this idea come to me the other day. Yes, day, not week, not month, okay? And thought, why not? Why not poison the pool of WoW content once more? So here I am. I have several points both for and against Transmog, so here we go. Transmog is taking away the excitement built up for when you actually get something that looks good. Back in the BC days, I remember being a very fashion-heavy enhancement shaman running around with a combination of a raging berserker's helm and a green leather kilt. I was happy. It looked horrible, but I found that to be a lot of fun. Every new piece of gear was interesting to get because it actually changed your appearance no matter what, creating even more diversity in the game on a character basis. There was something charming, fun, and almost real about each piece of gear actually changing something, and well, although that meant most characters leveling up looked like a walking carnival reject, the hunt for that amazing looking helm was just so much more exciting. I remember how focused I was in getting hold of both the raging berserker's helm but also the green iron helm, Embrace of the Lycan, Soothsayer's headdress. Getting all these helms was such a rush, and well, I've always valued the appearance of my character more than most gameplay. It was just such a core part of the game for me. But yes, it did suck whenever you would get a piece of gear that was better but horrible looking. Because of that, I've chosen appearance over stats multiple times. But who cares, at least I would look great dead. That sort of dilemma was fixed by Transmog. Suddenly you could choose whatever appearance you liked and had the gear for. Only problem for a long time was that you practically had to be a hoarder to keep all your Transmog available, which they thankfully fixed in Legion. But no matter what, Transmog added another huge gameplay mechanic to the game, making way for a huge collector craze. Old raids and dungeons were suddenly visited 10 times more than before Cataclysm, making old content relevant again, for every single character. That was great, and to this day I still enjoy getting new Transmog for my collection. It's one of the most fun activities to me. But I can't help but say that it took away the oomph, yes, the oomph, of seeing a nice matching set. Mostly tier, of course. Before Kata, I found it fun to just look at people in Dalaran and find those with the best gear based on their appearance. And you always found the best ones. It was also somewhat of a status symbol. Anybody could see on the outside how good your character was, which was kinda cool. Although you would have made a great mistake to judge me off of that. I was a 13-year-old with a false sense of grandeur. But back then, it was like going to a cafe and judging people's success in life from just their appearances. You had a pretty decent shot at being right. But now, everyone, including the hobos lying in the puddle outside, are dressed in a tux. But as my final point, Transmog gave a very creative tool in a game where creativity wasn't really an aspect of much gameplay. Well, there certainly was creative ways to kill bosses and find the best possible farming path, but other than that, not really. Yeah, you technically create something in leatherworking, but I wouldn't exactly say that murdering a peaceful boar for its leather can be considered creative. So when Transmog was introduced, it gave us a very large and always expanding, always relevant tool to go crazy with. So what would I do about Transmog? It's a hard choice, really. I like my shoulders, I'd like to flaunt them everywhere I go, but at the same time I also miss the total lack of style in the old days, which led to getting actual matching gear like tier sets feeling way more important than today, where I just get a piece of gear, transmog it, and forget all about its former appearance. Loot just doesn't feel as important as before. Don't hate me, please. I think that personally, I'd like to not have transmog as an option, but if my decision had the power to take it away from all WoW players, I'd keep it. Would you rather keep a pretty big collector and appearance mechanic, or have gear and loot had the same meaning, even excitement appearance-wise, as they did in the old days of WoW? Comment below with your thoughts, and until next video. I'm trying my best, okay guys? I just talk about whatever I find fun, please no hate.